You step onto a patch of hidden ice. A sharp snap echoes across the silent valley. Your femur bone splits under your weight. The sudden blinding pain paralyzes your entire body. You collapse alone into the freezing deep snow. In the Paleolithic world, this moment means death. No emergency vehicles are coming to rescue you. No modern hospitals exist within thousands of miles. Predators quickly track the scent of fresh blood. A broken bone is an immediate death sentence, or at least historians always believed it was. But incredible new archaeological discoveries change everything. Ancient burial sites reveal something completely unexpected. Scientists found prehistoric skeletons with fully healed fractures. By the end, you will understand how they survived. Our early ancestors possessed shocking medical knowledge. They overcame nature using deep evolutionary intelligence. This secret history rewrites our understanding of humanity. Let us examine the brutal ancient reality first. An Ice Age winter offered absolutely no mercy. Prehistoric humans walked massive distances every single day. They tracked migrating herds across dangerous rocky terrain. Every step required perfect balance and immense strength. A single physical mistake brought lethal consequences. Imagine a hunting party chasing a woolly mammoth. A massive wounded beast strikes an early hunter. The heavy impact shatters his lower leg completely. The hunting party cannot easily carry him back. A helpless, injured human slows the entire tribe. Moving him risks the safety of everyone else. Predators constantly follow the nomadic human groups. Hyenas and cave lions look for easy targets. An immobile human is the ultimate easy target. Leaving the injured hunter behind seems logically necessary. That was the expected rule of ancient survival. Nature weeds out the weak and the broken. But archaeologists recently uncovered a massive contradiction. They excavated a famous site called Shanidar Cave. It sits within the mountains of modern Iraq. Researchers discovered the remains of several ancient Neanderthals. One specific skeleton immediately drew international scientific attention. Anthropologists named this unique individual Shanidar I. He lived roughly 45,000 years ago. His skeleton showed signs of massive physical trauma. A severe blow had crushed his entire skull. He was also completely blind in one eye. Furthermore, his lower right arm was entirely gone. The bone had fractured and healed decades before. He survived these horrific injuries for many years. Shanidar I could not hunt for himself. He could not run from incoming apex predators. Yet, his people did not abandon him out of hand. They chose to feed and protect him daily. This discovery fundamentally shook the scientific world. It proved ancient humans valued individual life deeply. Compassion existed long before the rise of civilization, but emotional support alone cannot heal bones. A broken femur requires intense physical intervention. Without proper alignment, the bone heals crookedly. The internal bleeding can kill a patient quickly. Deadly infections frequently enter through open wounds. How did prehistoric people treat these complex injuries? They could not simply wish the bone whole. They needed an actual physical system of medicine. The evidence points to sophisticated Paleolithic engineering. Archaeologists looked closely at early human tools. They found smooth wooden splints in ancient settlements. Prehistoric doctors used straight branches for stabilization. They wrapped the broken limbs tightly with leather. Animal sinew served as incredibly strong medical thread. They bound the fractured bone to keep it straight. This stopped the sharp edges from cutting arteries. But immobilization was only the first major step. The patient required weeks of absolute resting state. This created a massive resource crisis for tribes. Someone had to gather food for the patient. Someone had to bring fresh water every day. The camp had to stay in one place longer. A stationary camp becomes a target for predators. The tribe sacrificed its own safety for one person. This behavior defies basic evolutionary drive for survival. It represents an entirely new level of cooperation. But an even bigger threat remained completely hidden. Infection was the true silent killer of antiquity. A broken bone often pierced the outer skin. Bacteria entered the deep tissue almost immediately. Without antibiotics, a microscopic infection meant agonizing death. Yet, ancient skeletons show minimal bone infection signs. How did early humans fight these microscopic monsters? The answer lies in the deep prehistoric forest. Ancient humans were master botanists of their world. They experimented with thousands of diverse plant species. They discovered natural antiseptics hidden in plain sight. Wild willow bark contains powerful pain-relieving chemical compounds. It is the ancient precursor to modern aspirin. They crushed willow bark into a thick paste. They applied this directly to open wounds. They also used various types of tree resin. Pine resin naturally kills dangerous bacterial growth effectively. They sealed open fractures with sticky medicinal sap. This created a sterile barrier against external dirt. They used nature to fight nature quite successfully. This was not random luck or accidental healing. It was a structured system of medical knowledge. This knowledge passed down through hundreds of generations, but the medical process carried an unexpected cost. Healing a hunter required immense tribal resources. The entire group faced starvation during long winters. Every gathered calorie mattered for collective survival. Investing food into an unproductive member was risky. Therefore, the decision to heal was highly complex. It was a calculated gamble on human life. Why would a desperate tribe take this risk? Because every single individual possessed immense hidden value. An injured elder carried decades of vital knowledge. They knew the exact paths of water sources. They remembered the patterns of ancient weather cycles. They knew which plants cured specific deadly sicknesses. Losing an elder meant losing a living library. The tribe saved the hunter to save themselves. Human survival depended entirely on shared collective memory. But then researchers noticed something even stranger. Some healed bones showed signs of primitive surgery. Archaeologists found ancient skulls with neat round holes. This intense surgical process is known as trepanation. Surgeons cut into bone while patients remained awake. Shockingly, many patients survived these ancient surgeries. The bone grew back around the cut edges. This proves prehistoric medical skill was incredibly advanced. They understood pressure, blood flow, and basic anatomy. They practiced advanced medicine without any modern tools. This brings us to a major historical reversal. We often view cavemen as brutal, unthinking beasts. We imagine them living short, violent, savage lives. But the physical evidence tells a different story. It reveals a world of profound human empathy. It shows a deep commitment to community survival. A broken leg was once a death sentence, but human ingenuity transformed it into a triumph. They refused to let nature dictate their destiny. They fought for the survival of their weak. This unique empathy separates us from other animals. A lone wolf with a broken leg dies. A human with a broken leg gets carried. This cooperation is our species' true ultimate superpower. Our ancestors survived the Ice Age through love. They looked at a broken body and saw value. They invested time, energy, and warmth into healing. This ancient legacy still shapes our modern world. Our hospitals are extensions of that original campfire. We still carry the weak and the broken. Now, consider one final incredible archaeological discovery. Scientists examined a 90,000-year-old human fossil. The individual suffered a severe fracture in youth. The bone healed perfectly straight without any deformity. This person lived for many decades after healing. They walked thousands of miles on that leg. They contributed to the survival of their children. Your own existence might trace back to them. If their tribe abandoned them, you might not exist. We are the children of those who cared. We survived because our ancestors chose to heal. The next time you see a medical cross, remember, it did not begin in a modern laboratory. It began in a dark, cold, prehistoric cave. It began with a splint made of wood. It began when a hand held another hand. The broken bone healed because humanity chose love. That choice echoes through 40,000 years today. The fire still burns against the cold night. Imagine that ancient camp under the stars tonight. A healer applies resin to a broken limb. The patient rests safely near the warm fire. Outside, the wolves howl into the empty dark. But inside the cave, humanity wins another day.